Hello my loves, it's great to be here with you again, and in this video I will be answering one of the most common questions that I have received so far, and that is, when you're doing facial massage, aren't you stretching skin? And the answer is no, if you're doing it correctly. If you're doing it incorrect, yes, absolutely, you will stretch the skin. If you're doing it correctly, you will not stretch the skin. And here in this video, I will explain to you how to do it correctly and why that is so. Why that moves are deemed as correct moves. There is a scientific explanation to that. This video is going to be equally useful both for estheticians, manual therapists, and people who take care of the faces. So basically, this video is for everybody who has a face. Going back to the massage part. So we've heard from the childhood that if you're going to be touching your face too much, you're going to stretch your skin. And usually, some people, not usually, but some people are even scared to wash the faces. They're barely touching them. That's not a good idea because your face needs correct cleaning and needs stimulation that is caused by massage. That brings blood circulation to your tissue, and your skin and other layers of the face are healthier because of it. They act in a more healthy way. Cell turnover is faster too in your skin when you're massaging your skin. But can you harm your skin by massage? Yes, you can. That is also true. So as estheticians, we know the number one rule of touching anybody in this life, the client is not to harm. The second thing is to elevate result, to amplify the beauty of the person that you work with. But still, number one is not to harm. So when we are doing facial massage, how do we need to do it not to harm person? I will have to go a little bit back in the history and go back to literally 1861. In year 1861, Austrian anatomist Karl Langer, did I say it right? Karl Langer came up with the theory that it has been approved by years afterwards, and most plastic surgeons use this theory today. If you work on a face and the rest of your body, but we're working on this face in here, in a correct lines, in a Langer lines, you will never stretch the skin. What does it mean? When Karl Langer was working on cadaver is a deceased person that scientists and medical personnel open and study what goes underneath our, superficial layer. He realized that collagenous fiber in our body is not placed randomly. It is actually has a pattern that it's placed on. It kind of holds us in a pattern way. And when you stretch that pattern, because collagen is very elastic, now let's go and see what elastic means. Elastic means when you stretch some kind of substance, it goes back to its original form without being ripped. So you stretch it and then you leave it, it comes back, and nothing, there is no damage to it. It goes to preservation of its original form. This is elastic. What collagen is? Collagen is elastic substance underneath our skin, right? Inside of our skin. So if you do massage, if you stretch the skin in a Langer lines pattern, you will never ever overstretch the skin. The map for a Langer's line pattern is going to be in the end of this video. I'm going to put it separately, the picture of it, so you could take a screenshot and use it as a map every time you touch your face. Whether you wash your face or you apply any skincare or you give yourself face massage, please use this map. You're going to look at it a couple of times. Clearly, you're going to remember it afterwards because it's not complex. But this map will show you how collagen fibers are placed on a human face. And if you're going to follow those lines, you will never stretch the skin. All the students that I have, or the facial, my method that I have, actually is made to obey and respect Langer's lines. Therefore, the method that I have will never harm a client because I was respectful of the original structure of our skin. It's one thing also that you should always remember. Again, I'm gonna go just a little bit back into our history, now into personal history. When we are forming as a fetus in our mother's belly, we are formed from inside out. Aging happens in exactly the same way. We are aging inside out and outwards in. So if you are going to have hard time remembering Langer's lines, remember that everything that you do on your face has to go from inwards out. We never push our skin inside, and we have to go from bottom up. Unless we do lymphatic drainage, and it's completely subject for a completely different video, and that also should be obeyed. We have many layers in our skin. It's not made only under our skin. Our face is not only made from the skin. Our face is made from skin, fascia, subcutaneous fat tissue, muscles, bone, cartilage, connective tissue. There is a whole world that goes on underneath the skin. On top of the skin, we have a microbiome. There is so much that's going on. All we see is the facade. All we see is the one-dimensional skin layer. But there is a lot what's going on underneath that really contributes to our beauty or takes away from our beauty. So when we work on person's face, we always have to be considerate of each layer. Each layer needs its own special approach. Bone needs completely different pressure and approach than, for example, lymphatic drainage needs. With lymphatic drainage, you work with a super light hand. You barely pumping, you barely touching the person because you don't want to burst that nodule. But the bones, because we want to preserve the bone and apply piezoelectricity, produce piezoelectricity on the bone by applying pressure, we go deeper into the tissue when we work with bone. But in this case, we're speaking about skin only. Skin usually needs medium pressure. You definitely need to be able to warm up the skin a little bit to create a blood circulation. And as I told you before, as long as you obey Langer's lines, you will never get harmed. For the estheticians, we have moves that we can harm people. Then we have empty moves that do absolutely nothing, that I think are also quite harmful, because why we would waste a person's time, she's paying for her time, performing empty moves. And then we have moves that definitely help to restore the beauty and youthful function of person's soft tissues, hard tissues. It depends what you work on. Our big goal is to avoid, number one, harmful moves, going against Langer's line, to go too deep on lymphatic drainage, to go too light on the bone. That would be harmful moves. To avoid empty moves, sometimes we do use empty moves when we're going down, for example, on somebody's face as a connective movement, and that is completely okay as long as you know why are you having this empty move. There is a purpose and a reason for that empty move. Move stops being empty. And then we have moves that amplify the health of the client's face. And we should concentrate on those moves. So for you to remember, right now I can actually make videos and address every layer separately. But for you to remember, just, on top, from the top of your mind, when you do lymphatic drainage, the hand is extremely light. When you work with the bone and hard tissue, you need to apply pressure to arise piezoelectricity and to unstagnate fibrosis. And when you work with the face directly, with the soft tissues of the face, and you directly touching skin on the face, you always have to obey Langer's lines, and they will be placed in the end of this video. So if you guys are looking for the professionals who do very correct facial, unfortunately I cannot take new clients anymore due to extremely busy booking. Please, on my Instagram you can see the people that I have trained. They are certified professionals that I personally have trained. They have nothing to do with me. They are not working for me. I have been just training them, and that's why they are in the story highlights on my Instagram. Helena Pahava Method is the name of my Instagram, and you can visit those estheticians and get very correct, perfectly done facial. If you're a facialist and you would like to learn state-of-the-art facial with a very correct techniques, I will leave you the link to my courses right underneath the videos, and you can check them out. In those courses I teach very carefully, watch out after every move you make to make sure that A, you don't harm, B, you have as little of the empty moves as possible, and C, that you do correct moves that amplify people's appearance and how they feel also after this facial. They feel really good. The map with the Langer's lines will be in the end of this video. Please, whether you washing your face or applying skincare, even applying mask, every time you touch your face, make sure you obey Langer's lines and you will never stretch your skin. Thank you so much for your time, for your attention, and I will see you all in the next video.